Rowdy has such a big impact on our sport when he was in it, and he's going to have, I think, even a bigger one afterwards because this is our Dale Earnhardt, and Kyle Busch got compared to Dale Earnhardt throughout a lot of his career, and this is just kind of another thing to compare him to Earnhardt. This is our version of Dale Earnhardt. We haven't lost a full time NASCAR driver. We lost Jason Leffler years ago, but a full time Cup Series like superstar, we just haven't had this sort of loss since Dale Earnhardt back in 2001, and now we're in 2026, and we've lost arguably another Mount Rushmore guy of our sport. I think some people would make the argument the greatest of all time. I think that is a legitimate argument to be made as well with how many wins he had at not just the Cup Series level, but at the O'Reilly Series and the Truck Series level. He's the greatest O'Reilly Series driver of all time. He's the greatest Truck Series driver of all time. I was saying it the other day. I forget if I told either of you. I think what they should do, I don't know if NASCAR would ever do it because of sponsorships and stuff like that. But everybody already calls the O'Reilly Series the Busch Series. Why don't we call it the Busch Series, but instead of it being named after the beer, name it after Kyle Busch, one of the greatest drivers in our sport? I think that would be the best thing that NASCAR could do to pay homage to Kyle Busch. I don't know if they would ever do it just because of sponsorships and stuff like that, but I would really love to see that. I would really love to see a statue made in his honor, probably at the Las Vegas Bull Ring, because he grew up racing in Las Vegas, growing up at the Las Vegas Bull Ring. That's really where he became the great driver that he was. So I would like to see some stuff done when it comes to that. I did prepare a speech here. It took me a little bit to put together, but I did prepare a little bit of a speech here, just kind of talking to a couple people in Kyle's life, and then obviously talking to Kyle directly. I will try my best to not cry here. I can't guarantee that I won't. And there's I wouldn't say it's super lengthy, but I kind of go into about everybody here, so bear with me here. Um, to start off this, I do want to start. The first person I want to talk to when it comes to this speech is to RC, and I have it written in front of me on my screen. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm trying to read what I wrote here. The first part here is to Richard Childress, to RC, the owner of Richard Childress Racing. To RC, thanks for everything you and your family have provided Rowdy over the last few years, including getting a couple more wins in the Cup Series, including the last race at California Auto Club Speedway, also the home of Kyle Busch's first career win in the Cup Series back in 2005 at Talladega. That way everybody can party one more time at Dega because of Rowdy. And then, of course, his last victory coming at Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway in 2023. I didn't always agree with everything you said or did, RC, but you proved time and time and time again how great of a man you are and how much you truly cared for Kyle and his family, and you treated him like he was your own family. I appreciate you retiring the number 8. It's a tremendous gesture what you did, and I respected that move quite a bit. Thanks to you, RC. Thanks to Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Mike Dillon, and everyone at RCR that's worked with Kyle. I would like to send this next part to Coach Gibbs, to Coach Joe Gibbs. Coach, I was a child when my favorite driver was Bobby Labonte, and I saw from a young age how you treated people and how you ran a race team. Without you, Rowdy wouldn't be one of the greatest drivers of all time. Who knows if even Rowdy Nation would even exist and be as big as it is right now. Loved seeing you celebrate after his many wins in the number 18. I loved seeing you even argue with him because it just showed that you two really cared about performance and that you cared about one another. I will always hold those winning days and those championships very deep in my heart. I will always remember his times in the number 18 M&M's Toyota. To Rowdy's parents, Tom and Gay Bush, you all raised wonderful, very talented kids with Kurt and Kyle, and did everything you could to make sure that Kyle and Kurt were able to have success and show off their talents. And Kyle, he had shitloads of it. He had so much talent, more talent than most drivers could ever wish for. No one should have to watch their child die, and I'm keeping you all in my thoughts. This next part goes out to his older brother, Kurt. To Kurt, you and your baby bro had so many great battles for many years. Y'all butted heads quite a bit, but at the end of the day, y'all were family and had a relationship so strong. Even when y'all weren't on speaking terms after you wrecked each other in the All-Star race, you weren't speaking over the holidays, you still came back together as one of the best, if not the best, brother duo in the history of the sport. Your baby bro, Shrub, as you used to call him when he was young, took your lead and he learned from you, and was also very inspired by you, Kurt. You were a hero to him when he was a young kid, seeing you race in the Cup Series for Roush in that number 97. If you weren't his older brother, he probably wouldn't have been the man that he was today. And I got to scroll a little bit here, so give me a moment. Okay, so the next part here I send to Samantha Bush, Kyle Busch's wife. You are a very strong and smart woman, Samantha. I couldn't believe how tough you were before the start of this year's 600. It took incredible strength and love to do what you did in front of every single one of us. You always supported Rowdy, no matter what. You both brought out different sides of each other, the best sides of each other, and made each other better in so many ways. You all had a love I aspire to have in my own life. Two best friends who keep each other honest and true, keep each other honest and true, but still manage to have that teenage type of fresh new love even after all these years. And of course, two people that just love and breathe racing. You turned Rowdy into the mature, great dad version of Rowdy, which a lot of people became fond of, and I thought was beautiful watching from afar in real time. Keep being strong and tough. Everyone in the NASCAR community has your back. You're part of this NASCAR family. This next part goes to Kyle Busch's youngest daughter, Lennox. Lennox, you may be too young to quite understand everything that's going on right now. You may be too young to potentially understand everything your father was, and I just want to tell you that your dad, Kyle Thomas Busch, was the ultimate badass who never took anything from anybody and did everything he could to be the best at what he did. He was a mentor and an inspiration to so many, including myself. This last part before I talk about Rowdy, I gotta talk to Brexton. So let me scroll here for a second here. To Kyle Busch's oldest son, Brexton, B-Rex, Brex. I have enjoyed watching you grow right in front of my eyes, and because you're 11 years old, kid, and I've been a fan of Kyle Busch for 22 years, so you've been there for 50% of it. You're turning into quite the talented young racer yourself. I will always remember being there to see you and your dad at Florence. It was an experience for you to face off. Your dad loved you more than about everything in the world. The only thing that he may have loved more than you was watching you race, especially when you won. You're the man of the house now, And you proved that on Sunday before the 600, being such a strong little man for your mother. Everyone in that garage will help you and have your back, uh, whether you need it or not, because you're now part of this NASCAR family. Everybody, whether they liked or disliked your dad, they respected him. I can't wait to see what B-Rex's future looks like. Rowdy wanted nothing more than to compete with you at the next level and watch your journey. And he still is. He still is watching your journey. So stay determined, because he is still watching your journey to becoming a NASCAR driver, but he's also watching your journey to become a man. Stay determined. Ignore the outside noise. Live your life. And people like me, no matter what you do, will be fans for life and cheering louder for you than ever. And now let's get into the last part where we talk to Rowdy directly. This goes out to Shrub, to Wild Thing, to Rowdy, to Kyle Thomas Busch. You were like a family member to me, because you were in my house on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, on my television, winning races, doing your bow, and telling everyone that everything's great. Loved seeing you smash guitars, telling people to not even watch, and of course, socking Joey Logano in the face. I've been one of your biggest fans for the last 22 years, and it always felt like fate when you got into that number 18 car, because when I was a young boy, I was a fan of Bobby Labonte. He was my favorite driver, and eventually I had to look for a new one, and I saw this driver in this exact car I got right here. A young driver from Las Vegas driving the Lowe's Chevrolet in the Busch Series for Hendrick Motorsports. And I'm like, that kid right there, I love his attitude. I love how good he is. He's going to be my next guy. And then when you got released from Hendrick and went to the number 18 at Joe Gibbs Racing, I just felt like it was fate. And I decided at that point that this driver is going to be my favorite driver forever, if I could make that happen. And then you went on to have your greatest year probably in your career. You won at Atlanta that year in that Snickers car. That was a great year, even though you weren't able to quite get the championship that season. Wish I could see more wins from you. I wish I could see a Daytona 500. Hell, maybe even an Indy 500 attempt. But most of all, I wish I could see you in your old age, still having that teenage type love with Samantha, seeing you proud of the life that you lived and the career that you had, and of course, being old enough to see the success of your two children. I love you, Rowdy. I love Rowdy Nation. I love your family. And I only met you once, but I'll remember that for the rest of my life. I will always be Rowdy Nation. I will never let what you did for all those years ever be forgotten or die out. I'm going to miss you being the villain and being the man in the black hat, but I enjoy to see how much everyone has loved and respected you after your passing, and all the love that you've gotten over this last week, because you're one of the greatest to ever do it, and I still can't quite believe that you're gone. And I'll finish off with this. Rest in peace to Rowdy, Wild Thing, as your family would call you when you were a young racer, Shrub. Rest in peace to the great Kyle Thomas Busch of Las Vegas, aged 41. Be a badass today and get rowdy. All right. So anybody in the comments, put in whatever you want to say about Rowdy, your favorite memory, some favorite moments from him, what impact he had on the sport, because he's definitely had an impact on me. I've loved this guy for more than half my life, and I just can't believe, I still can't believe it. I'm wearing my Skittles Kyle Busch hat from the one time I met him and he signed it. Um, and now, yeah, I've been. If you've seen me on this show, I've worn this hat a couple of times. I kept it on the wall for quite a while, and I kept it on the wall because I wanted to preserve the signature. But then when I was going to so many races and meeting so many drivers and doing so many things, I decided let's just take this off the wall, wear it out, and whenever the signature begins to go away, we'll try to find Rowdy as best we can and get him to sign it again. And he's unfortunately never going to be able to sign this hat again, or I'm never going to be able to meet him again and really tell him how much he mattered to me and mattered to the sport, which is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for me. But I'm going to try to preserve this hat. I've kind of talked with Cory and Tyler. I kind of want to do something very special for them this fall. Because, of course, NASCAR is going to Las Vegas Motor Speedway this fall. And it'll be the first time that NASCAR goes to Kyle Busch's home track without Kyle Busch being there. So I would like to do something special for him on that day. What I want to do is throw like a party in the. I do have a camping spot in the infield. I'm gonna throw a party in the infield and try to raise some money. Just have a good party, get some donations in, and what I plan on doing is donating 58% of whatever I get. The 5 for Hendrick, the 8 for RCR, 58% of everything that was donated goes to the Bundle of Joy Fund, of course, started up by Samantha and Rowdy to try to help people have kids, because I know they had a lot of struggles having kids. I think there was some slight struggles with Brexton, and then of course with Lennox, they struggled to have kids, and that's one thing they really cared about. So I'm going to throw a party in October at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So if anybody's at Las Vegas Motor Speedway and wants to come by, that'd be great. I'm going to be in the infield. Not sure if it'll be Friday or Saturday night yet. That will come at a later point. But I just wanted to put that out to everybody that if they end up going to Las Vegas, to show up to that and donate to the Bundle of Joy Fund. And even if you don't go to that, donate to the Bundle of Joy Fund if you can, because I know that's something that Rowdy was very passionate about, and it would be a way we could all remember Rowdy. So I'm going to finish off with that there. Once again, leave anything you have to say about Rowdy, Wild Thing, Shrub, Kyle Busch in the comments. Let us know.